In all the old stories, in those fairy tales I still half believed, this was how it happened. Ordinary kids were visiting relatives, maybe, or stuck at boarding school, alone, uncertain, yearning for adventure. And before long, adventure came to them. They took a wrong turn, were chased away from everything familiar, and suddenly, a door opened to another world. That summer, at age 14, I was too old to believe anymore, of course. But the ache, the yearning was still there. It never leaves us, really. The question is whether it will become our truest hope or deepest wound. Or both. July 1995. Whatever you do, Mom said as the car swept toward my grandmother's estate, don't mention your father. It had been raining ever since grandmother's chauffeur, Paxton, had picked us up from the airport. Gray suburbs had eventually given way to crooked villages, then to muddy farms and pasture lands bordered by dripping hedgerows. Ahead loomed a range of mist-bound hills, moody and mysterious. Like we'd fallen into a fairy tale. Grim, but thoroughly enchanting. I tore my gaze from the window. Don't mention Dad? I repeated. Why not? Mom sat rigidly in the back seat next to me, fiddling with the clasp of her handbag. After our long flight, her librarian tweeds were crumpled, her chin-length brown hair disheveled, her small, fine-boned face pale and tense. Just don't, she said. Actually, pause, in general, before you speak. Blathering is a habit your grandmother never could stand. I don't blather. She exhaled. Nosiness, then. I'm not nosy. This wasn't strictly true. Eva, dear, you're lovely, but she doesn't know that yet. I held my tongue. I could practice not being nosy, all right? Never mind that my grandmother and I were perfect strangers. Never mind that until now, there'd been no transatlantic trips between England and Connecticut in all my 14 years. No phone calls, no birthday cards, and no explanations, despite my many questions. Mom appraised my ginger blonde curls with another sigh. It will have to do, she murmured to herself. If only we could find your comb somewhere. Paxton's glance in the rearview mirror met mine for a second. Silent and morose, like a heron. The old chauffeur hadn't said more than 5 sentences since we'd left the airport. Those eyes held secrets, I thought. He knew something. Most visitors bound for the Wolvern Hills would have taken a train, which normally was all my parents could afford. But, I was told, we don't ride trains to meet my grandmother. No explanation for that either. We just don't. Instead, Paxton had met us at Heathrow and loaded our luggage into the Bentley, as Mom called it. Now, for the past few hours, we'd been winding our way toward my grandmother's estate of Carrick Hall. I tried to act as though all this was perfectly ordinary, riding in an actual luxury car, driven by an actual chauffeur to an actual English manor house owned by my actual grandmother, as one does. But a bottled-up shriek of excitement bubbled just below the surface. There's the village, Mom said, her voice strained. Won't be long now.